When you think of the lottery, you imagine luck, random numbers, chance, pure probability. But what if someone could turn the odds in their favor using nothing more than math and timing? That's exactly what happened in the early 2000s when a group of students from Massachusetts Institute of Technology discovered a loophole in a state lottery game and used probability theory to legally win millions of dollars. This wasn't cheating. It wasn't a scam. It was pure math applied to flawed rules. This is the true story of the MIT mathematicians who turned lottery mechanics into a multi-million-dollar opportunity and how the game was eventually shut down because of them. But before we jump in, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos on what happens when luck strikes. Now let's dive in. The game at the center of this story was called Cash WinFall, offered by the Massachusetts State Lottery. On the surface, Cash WinFall looked just like any other lottery. Players bought $2 tickets, chose numbers, and hoped to match them in a drawing. But Cash WinFall had a quirky rule that set it apart. If the jackpot reached $2 million and no one won the big prize, the jackpot didn't roll over to the next week. Instead, it rolled down, meaning all that big jackpot money was redistributed to the smaller prize tiers for players who matched fewer numbers. During a roll-down draw, prizes for matching 3, 4, or 5 numbers suddenly ballooned in value because the jackpot money was being spread across them. That meant on certain days, a ticket that normally paid a couple $100s could suddenly pay thousands or even tens of thousands if enough non-jackpot tickets hit lower tier numbers. And that was the loophole. Enter the MIT group. A group of students at MIT, led by a few math majors and statistical thinkers, began identifying patterns when Cash WinFall went into roll-down mode. Using probability theory and expected value calculations, they realized something remarkable. If you bought a huge number of tickets during a roll-down event, the average return could exceed the amount you spent. In other words, the game wasn't random anymore, at least when played in bulk at the right moment. Their early experiments began modestly. According to reporting at the time, some dorm roommates started pooling money together during roll-down draws and buying tickets strategically. That $1,000 might become $3,000, then $10,000, then many times that. According to the Massachusetts Inspector General's later report, over several years, this strategy brought in millions of dollars for the group. Some accounts detail earnings of roughly $3.5 million from their efforts. These were legitimate winnings under the rules of the game, no fraud, no insider access, just math and the willingness to buy at scale. How the system worked. So how could a lottery, usually stacked against players, suddenly favor them? It comes down to something mathematicians call expected value. Normally, playing the lottery has a negative expected value. On average, you get back less than you spend. But in Cash WinFall's roll-down weeks, that math flipped. Because the jackpot money got redistributed into smaller prizes, the total dollar value paid out in those lower tiers could exceed the total cost of all the tickets bought, if you bought tickets in massive quantities. This is a rare quirk in lottery design, and one that only someone who understood the probabilities and was willing to act on them could exploit profitably. Unlike regular lotteries, this wasn't about matching 6 numbers, it was about aligning expected payouts and large-scale bulk buying to create a statistical edge. From dorm rooms to millions. As the group's strategy matured, they became more organized. They formed syndicates, they pooled money, they bought hundreds of thousands of tickets for each roll-down event. According to multiple reports, by 2005, the team's winnings had grown into the millions of dollars, enough that some members quit day jobs and raised outside investment to fuel even bigger plays. One report even noted that the lottery knew about these large purchases but did not act immediately because the extra ticket sales boosted lottery revenue. But as word spread and the strategy grew, competition heated up. Other syndicates, including the well-documented Selby Group from Michigan, also began playing Cash WinFall at scale. The end of Cash WinFall. Problems started when the amounts being bet became huge, sometimes millions of dollars worth of tickets in a single week. The Massachusetts Inspector General eventually investigated and uncovered how the game was being played, not by criminals, but by calculated players exploiting a flaw in the design. Public perception grew that something was rigged, even though nothing illegal had happened. The lottery officials eventually shut down Cash WinFall, ending the game in January 2012, because the integrity of a state lottery depends on perceived fairness. When the game ended, the syndicates, including the MIT group, no longer had a usable loophole. They had turned the lottery's own mechanics into profit, and clearly, lottery officials did not like this. The system was changed to prevent it from happening again. Lessons from the winning side. So what can we take away from this? First, lotteries aren't always pure chance. at least not when the rules allow statistically favorable open strategies. What the MIT group did was legal, ethical, and grounded in real mathematics. Second, it highlights how design matters. A lottery structured one way can be just a game of chance, but structured another way, it can be a game of advantage if you know how to analyze it. And finally, it's a reminder that luck isn't always random. Sometimes it's calculated. When most people think of winning the lottery, they think of one lucky ticket, one lucky person, and a windfall that changes a life. But in this case, a group of students changed how the game itself worked, not by breaking the rules, but by understanding them. Comment below. If you discovered a lottery loophole like this, would you take advantage of it or report it? If you enjoy this content, like the video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell icon for more stories on when luck strikes. See you in the next video.